What's next? The driver.
Yes.
The driver. Thank you. The Minister of Tourism. He's the one with the vision and the mandate. He's the one with the hands on the wheel, the eyes on the road, setting the course nationally and globally. And we are indeed grateful to have him with us, and he will be greeting us and telling us all about tourism's growth and sustainability and destination assurance. I want you to put your hands together for the driver, the Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Edmund Bartlett. No one to better than that. Put your hands together for the Minister.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. No, sir. Good morning, everyone. This don't sound like a Pedro Plains kind of good morning in these parts from when I was a boy. And I've never heard Pedro Plains sounding like this. It's because you have too many drivers and conductors and GPSs. All these designations are causing issues with the emotion of Pedro Plains. So let me hear. Good morning, Pedro Plains.
Good morning.
All right, that sounds a little better. The Master of Ceremony has developed a particular function for doing these things and linking individuals to active areas of functional processes. And each time he tries to introduce us, he finds a different mode with a different type of definition of what we do that somehow comes back to the same thing, because it's exactly what we do. So I want to commend him for the work he has been doing with us, and he has become the MC on record for all our TPDCO activities, taking over from Case Producer One. I suppose she does the bigger things, right? But that doesn't mean that today isn't a big thing. Today is a big deal. So I want to salute my colleague Minister, and he tells the world my political son, and I accept because I feel fatherly. Yes. Honorable Floyd Green, who really has become an outstanding politician, administrator, and minister of government in Jamaica. And I want to congratulate him for the work that he's done, particularly here in the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, and Mining. But also, he has this particular ability to get into your skin. And when he does, I promise you, you can't get out of it. And the problem with him is that he takes too much guidance from how I function. So because I have become the Minister of More, he decides that every time he sees me, he wants more. So today is all about more. And I have no difficulty with the more business. All he needs to do is to give me more agriculture, because I need to feed more of the visitors who come to Jamaica to make sure that we can leave more money in the pockets of our Jamaican people. And so I want to say that the work he has been doing in collaboration with us in tourism has been simply phenomenal. I've been a minister for 16 years in tourism. And I need to correct that, not quite 16, but 16 total in terms of the combination of active service and being on sabbatical for 4 years. But during that time, I was active, and probably even more active than I was when I was minister in terms of the international space. Because during that time I also served as chairman for the Executive Council of the UN affiliates, and did a whole lot of good work, I believe. And one of the good work that we did was to make Airbnb accepted globally as an important accommodation segment in the tourism industry. I wanted that point to be made because as chairman then, I had the responsibility to not just defend them, but to establish that they represent innovation in tourism business models. And what they were offering was what we call an opportunity to democratize the accommodation subsector in tourism, and therefore they should be supported. And that's how they were accepted and became global. And also that the first country that Airbnb got involved in the entire Latin America area was Jamaica in 2017, when I brought them here, and we have made them. Today, Airbnb represents just about a third of the visitors who arrive. So I just want to make the point quietly that we are solidly in the corner of enabling more and more of our Jamaicans to insert themselves in the value chain of tourism. And the need, therefore, for us to develop programs around legislative and regulatory arrangements to certify, enable a constant view of Jamaica as a safe, secure, and seamless destination continues to be foremost in my mind. And the thinking, therefore, is around that. And anybody who tries to create dissent and to enable a different kind of thinking by being mischievous, perhaps, and talking about criminalization and so on, that's far away from any thinking. Because we are the ones who are making it possible, and therefore our job is to constantly build capacity and enablement, and that's what we are doing and will continue to do. My team from TPDCO, but I want to specifically reference the team that has been working these projects, the Spruce Up projects. And Director Wade knows that he has my fullest approbation in all these matters. But I want to particularly focus on the team that has been working with the constituencies across Jamaica, the 63 constituencies, and have been working in 383 communities across Jamaica, spending nearly $2 billion to create an enhancement of communities across Jamaica. I want to big them up. So that today's activity, although strictly speaking is not under the rubric of Spruce Up, is a critical part of destination assurance. And it speaks to the first the first S of the three S's that we talk about: safety, security, and seamlessness. And the interesting thing is that safety for us is not just about what our security forces do, but safety has implications in a wide area of health security, and safety, of road safety, of individual relationship, and that's a big part of enabling safety, is that people understand what they're in taking care of you. And by taking care of you, you feel safe and you feel secure. And of course, the seamlessness will flow. So I want to just use the opportunity, ED Wade, to big up your team, because they've been doing an excellent job in this area. And the partners, you know, I maintain in all of this that tourism by itself doesn't exist. You know what the definition for tourism really is? It's a series of moving parts that must come together seamlessly to create an experience which has a value and a price. And so tourism doesn't happen unless you happen. I keep saying to the group that tourism requires everything to make it happen, but it owns nothing. And therefore we rely on everyone to play his part, every sector to play their part, and every institution to play their part. And once that happens, then tourism is great. Then we will have a safe, secure, and seamless experience for our visitors to come. And so today, we wanted to emphasize a key partner in this series of moving parts that must come together. And that's our Constable Air Force. And so we have been working closely with our Constable Air Force to enable the first two critical S's that we talk about, safety and security. And what a job you have been doing. And I really want to commend Commissioner and the entire team, and particularly now that we're in St. Elizabeth, SSP, Minto, or do I have it right? Or is it just senior soup or soup? Soup, all right, good. You know that is probably prophetic. It's probably, I'm saying it loud enough for the commissioner to hear. But Mr. Mackenzie is here, you see, and he can carry the message. I want to commend you, and I was privileged to have a briefing from you not too long ago, where you made the point that for 2 consecutive months you have the lowest crime in the parish of 7, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the next time I come, you are going to tell me that it is 5, and the next time I come, you're going to tell me it's 2, and then finally you will be able to say 0, because that's where it is. And that's what gives a sense now of comfort to our visitors and everybody. But I want that comfort not to be about tourism. That comfort must be first to Jamaicans. The people of Jamaica must feel that comfort zone. And once they are comfortable and safe, then everybody who comes to Jamaica will be comfortable and safe. And so you're doing a marvelous job in ensuring that feeling among our own people. I hear it every day, and I want to commend our Minister of National Security, Deputy Prime Minister, and our Prime Minister, who between both, together, both, have driven this safety and security element of our development to a level that is now Emmy level, as it is also a little jealousy creating all over the Caribbean. Because Jamaica is just doing it right. And it is a good way to establish that when we say we want Jamaica to be a more prosperous country, we're not just talking about physical wealth. We are talking about safety and security and emotional wealth, where you can feel as a person that you have a sense of place, you have a sense of belonging, you can talk about your country with pride. And when you talk about it, nobody dares question the authenticity of your claim, because they know that Jamaica is indeed safe and secure. And so the Constable Air Force and the military together, under the strong leadership, and that is important to be made, a strong point. And I wanted to make it because some people don't like when it is made. But I like when it is made. Because policies drive action. And action gives outcomes. And outcomes create emotions and feelings. And people feel better for it. So when our Prime Minister drives policy through the Minister of National Security, and the action flows from the constabulary and the military, and the results, the outcomes are there, and the emotions are also there, then we have to say, well done to our Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security. And I want to say that without any equivocation today. And I want to recognize every single member of the security force in this context. Because it is you who have put your lives on the line every day and every night. It is your families who pray every night and are in trepidation as you go out. And when you come in, they hug you tight and cry and say, thank God, because you're back safe and secure. And that's an enormous burden that rests on your shoulder. And I want you to know that you're not bearing it alone. We are with you in this one, because we are all determined that Jamaica must be a place to live, raise a family, make wealth, and retire in peace, and then go back to the maker to wait the arrival of the soon coming king, or to go in the arms of Abraham, depending on how you feel about it, but certainly to go to a better place after you have been here. So, the result of policy drives many things, and among them is driving collaboration between agencies and different institutions within our space. And what we want to do in tourism is to link closer and tighter with these moving parts, so as to enable a fit-for-purpose outcome. Because if the moving parts are not coordinated and they don't move in a confluential way, we are going to have discord, and then we will not get the results that we want. And so this is why tourism inserts itself in the activities of the moving parts, and where we can support by way of physical engagement, we do. And this is one such. And we know that South Coast tourism is about to take off in a new and exciting way. And as Minister, I'm excited about the development, particularly in this side of St. Elizabeth, in terms of the community tourism to begin with, but certainly as part of that broader democratization of accommodation within the tourism space. Because now tourism is reaching truly everywhere and everyone. And in the old days, we were talking about tourism only in terms of beach places and Montego Bay and Negril and Ocho. Now we're talking about tourism in Gimme Me Bit. And me no send for you no come. And Octem Betty, all those places that you never known such, and wait a bit. Because everywhere you go now, you see tourists, visitors from all over the world being inserted in those spaces, enjoying the wonderful culture of Jamaica and feeling safe and secure in the process. So the provision of mobile facilities for you is one of what enables you to cover the areas in real time, quick time, and to be able to be responsive to the calls that come to you. And then by virtue of your being able to have this kind of architecture, people look on and feel comfortable. Suddenly they feel safe, because they know that if something happens, you can respond in real time and you will be there. And so this is why we have invested in this unit here today. And I know that it is not just going to be serving Treasure Beach, although Minister Green would want me to say that. But I know that it will serve the wider parish as well, because the purpose of enabling safety is not confined to a small area. You know why? Because tourism embraces everybody. And half of the people, in fact, more than half of the people who come to Treasure Beach to consume the wonderful cultural assets of this area are nowhere near from this area. And so when they come, anything happens to them all the way to Southfield, you must be able to respond quickly. Anything up to Malvern, you can respond quickly, although Malvern has their own arrangement. But it puts you in a position where anywhere it happens within the radius of this area, you can respond and respond well. So, in closing, I want to reiterate the very critical importance of tourism as a driver of economic wealth and job creation in our country. No other industry, and agriculture is defined And the reason tourism is able to do so much is just that reason. It's not defined. It covers almost everything and everywhere. And a while ago I was talking about some of the things, and I said, listen, you see agriculture, we need agriculture because if they don't exist, we don't have any food. And we want more agricultural supplies in Jamaica to enable consumption patterns of the visitor to be more local. And when we develop the concept of local first, it's going to be driven by the capacity of our local people to supply against the demand of tourism. And so agriculture has to play a critical role in all of this. Because if we supply these fresh fruits and vegetables and all the basic requirements for consumption in the gastronomy area, and the manufacturers are able to make the beds and the sheets and the pillowcases and the blankets and the candles and the refrigerators and you name it, what we need. And our technicians are able to repair all the systems that we have when they go bad. And I could go on and on and on and on and on about a whole myriad of skill sets that are required in order to just make this one tourist happy and comfortable. And that's how the wealth is distributed. So let us build the capacity to respond in the way we're talking. And let our security force continue to show the strength of their own capacity to not just obtain, but to secure full legitimacy in the country. And this is key. And I heard Mr. Minter saying it. When the citizens start working with you, then the legitimacy of which we speak is a reality. And that's how we are going to remain a safe and secure destination. So God bless you all, and thank you very much. And it really gives me great pleasure today to hand over this motor vehicle. I don't know what it costs, and I don't want to ask. I just want to know that it will enable greater mobility and to give you the flexibility you need to respond in real time to the calls within your area. Thank you.